Take two. Greetings, travelers. Welcome to Channel 42's In the Cafe. Today with me, our guest is Marty Merrick. He is one of the cafe members for, I believe you are a little over 500 days, sir. How are you?
I'm good, very good, thanks. Thanks for having me over.
Hey,
That
it's my
500
pleasure.
days went quick, yeah.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm really glad I got you on the show today. Everybody, Marty Merrick is also a curator over at the FDI, and if you guys haven't checked out that Amino, it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite hangouts. A lot of times when I'm just sort of bored, I go and hang out in the FDI, and there's always a fun chat room going on. Guys are always having a blast. Um,
Yeah.
I know, I love what you guys do over there with the morning coffee, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Um, Marty, welcome to the show. Thank you very much
Th-
for coming on today.
Thank you. My
I'm
pleasure.
really happy. Yeah, really happy that you came. I'm glad I was able to work into a schedule as well. Sometimes it's always difficult. Maybe we could start with, well, I hear your accent. You're obviously from a different part of the world than I am. Where are you from? Are you way over in the UK somewhere?
It is. So I'm from the East Midlands in the UK, sort of Leicestershire area. I'm sort of Midlands born and bred. So apologies for all the Englishisms that I'm sure you'll get dropped in throughout this chat.
No apologies necessary. I love it. Personally, I love hearing different dialects, and it brings a little bit of personality into any interview and anything that
Yeah,
you're
it does.
doing.
Yeah.
It does, yeah, I love it. Um, how long have you lived up there? Have you been there all your life?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was originally as a kid in Birmingham, and then we moved out into sort of like the. I mean, we're about just to get some rough idea. We're for Pete. I know everyone thinks in the UK it's just London and Scotland, isn't it? But
Oh
so
no, it's
basically, we're about 2 hours north of London, and we're about 20 minutes north of Birmingham. And
okay.
as coincidence would have it, I'm sure you guys know Zane. You know Zane's YouTube channel. I live about 15 minutes away from Zane, as coincidence would have it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Who
Well,
knew it? Yeah.
I recognised his accents, and I said you've got to be local, and he was like, "Yeah, I live up the road." So,
That's pretty funny. Yeah, everybody knows Zane. He's made hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos and streams. Very well known in the NMS community as well.
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
cool. You live so close to somebody like that. Wow, man. Um, you've been playing for, I think, almost since day one, haven't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that's a long time. What do you like doing in the game that's kept you busy so long?
This is the thing. I think it can be anything for what you need on that day. I'm not huge into PvP, but I know a lot of people are. But some days you've had a busy day, you just want to chill out. Some days to take photos. Some days I fancy, searching for ships. Some days I fancy just like at the moment I'm just going through systems that I've got data unavailable, just because I've got it into my head that I'm going to find something really unusual. So I think it can be anything you want, just from whatever you feel. Although I think, as we were saying before the interview, you start playing and I think it's all about getting money and it's about getting the best ship and that. But actually, once you start getting those things, it's not actually about that, is it?
No, not at all. The grind is it's only temporary, and it's only how much of it you want to make. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no law that says you have to get the best S-class ship out there. Anything that suits your eye, with if it's in a budget, it really doesn't matter. Um, I know obviously an S-class is fantastic and it's great to take on pirates, but really, handling is uh, pretty good in all the classes. Even a C-class fighter can still take on any pirate. And I know a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people who have their original day one ship still, the 48 slot ships, a fighter or an explorer or whatever, and they're technically a C-class too, and they don't even have technology slots. Um, so it doesn't really
Well,
matter, really.
it, it's funny. Only the other day I was looking through a load of, because I'm sure everyone's done this. My PlayStation was just getting full up of photos, so I've converted them all onto a hard drive, and I found some of the very, very early day photos, and it was such a nostalgic look back at this ship. It was, nowadays it'd be a shuttle, but I thought, wow, I really remember, minimal slots in the ship and things. But then I also remember I traded that in for an equally fairly rubbish ship that was probably a B class. But at the time, it looked cool, all of that. And then I sold everything in when I happened across an S class baller hauler just by chance, and I was freaking out, so I had to get it. So I sold everything I had in every inventory, just about scraped together sort of whatever it was, like about 5 million or something.
I remember those days. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're grinding away to get a ship and get started, and money didn't come easy back then. And it's up to you. Obviously. I mean, you can take the help from others, or you can just do it on your own and grind away.
I do have a little bit of a guilty secret on that. So I originally read about the game in, I think, a PlayStation magazine, and then thought, no, and I kind of got my head around this procedural generation, and I thought, no, that's not really going to work, but it's still going to be a pretty cool game. So my son, who is probably 11 or 12 at the time, he sort of got into reading it with me, and I actually went to a midnight release at my local shop, picked it up.
Really?
And then
wow, man.
we had a midnight release at I don't know if you've got them abroad, but in the UK it's called
We do.
Games. Yeah, you got game stores, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So the local game had a midnight release, and I went there, and there was a grand total of me there. There's nobody turned up. It was just me, and I bought the game, and then talking about the early day grind, I possibly a little bit cheekily said to my son, "Oh yeah, shoot, these asteroids are full of gold." And on the planets, there were giant columns of gold.
Yep.
So I just set this kid off. I got him shooting gold and mining gold and he loved it. He just sat there for hours mining gold. So I felt a bit, nothing like a bit of child slave labour, is there?
Yes and no, but did he have fun? If he had fun, it's all that matters.
He loved it. He was carving shapes out of gold, and as we were saying earlier, a bit of a different game than there, wasn't it? Because I was constantly getting lost. I couldn't find anything, didn't know what I was doing. So at the time, just getting used to, nowadays it's terrain manipulation, isn't it? But back then it was just mining holes in the ground and mining out gold. And then suddenly you've got, 5,000 units and you feel like you're the king of the world.
Absolutely. The game has changed a lot. Yeah, there was no prompts telling you where to go or what to do to get certain things, or even to help you get warp. You figured that out on your own. And if you didn't, then you were lucky if somebody came by and told you. Back in the day, Twitch and YouTube were very good for that. Is you'd stream and people would just jump on and help you. Or for that matter, maybe you're helping them. The game has changed, and the landscape of the game has changed amazingly so much from the days of grinding out those 48 slot ships to where it is now, where it's just completely different, including the graphics and everything. I do miss the nostalgic graphics of the day one game, that sort of pastel kind of cartoon look.
Yes.
I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go back to that, a little bit in the future with other updates. But I love the game in all its forms, and it's been an absolute pleasure playing it. And it's more than just the game. There's a huge community that goes with it.
Well, I've stopped calling it a game nowadays. I just call it an experience or a hobby, even, because I think it is. I think it's hard to classify it purely as a game. It's quite weird because have you heard some of the reviews of Death Stranding, and they're calling that a walking simulator, aren't they? Which I think surely No Man's Sky was the first walking simulator, and I've got friends come over with their kids, and the kids just want to jump in the Pilgrim or the Nomad X-Craft, and I just let my friends' kids just drive around, and they love it. They just
Yeah, and so
driving around, exploring, and they happen across a big animal or a small animal, and it's for them, it's perfect.
well, it
And for
doesn't
me,
end. There's no linear path beginning or end. They can just drive for hours around a planet. There's no time or end game to it. It's just jump in and play around nonstop for however long you want. It's an open sandbox, and it should be treated that way by more people. I know a lot of people, they like the storylines and they like to follow a path, but it's when you divert from that path and start finding enjoyment in so many other ways is where I think you'll find longevity
I,
in the game
I
yourself.
agree. I mean, I think to use a comparison of the Grand Theft Auto games. What I always found in those games, and I do like the GTA games. I think GTA 3 was a real world game changer. But I always found I did most of the story missions, a handful of side missions, but then I kind of didn't do much after that because I used to think I liked direction in games. But this has been different, and I've done most of the missions, and I've done the Artemis quest and lots of other missions, and I do, and I go to the space stations and take up missions there sometimes because I feel like it.
Hmm.
But the surprisingly, the open wilderness actually has kept me coming back over and over and over and over again.
It does. And it's almost addictive. It's all random chance what you're going to get from system to system.
Yeah, yeah,
I know that some of the ships, after a while, it looks like they get stale, but it's always rotating and changing in the styles of the limited classifications and ships that we have. And so it's always fresh. And I really like that, where it's all random, everything. There's
yeah.
over a quintillion random systems out there and planets. And
You can't get your head around it, can you? I
it's just
tried
so
telling
much.
someone. I tried telling someone only today about it, and I thought I'm doing a really poor job of describing how big this is, and I did an equally poor job of describing what procedural generation was. And I just said, look, you got to take my word for it. I mean, again, over here in the UK in the game stores, it's actually still a very cheap game to buy,
Hmm.
considering what you're getting.
Yeah, yeah. You're getting a game that can last for years. And it's not a linear path or completed the game. Look, it took me years to do it. It's
Yeah,
it's an entertainment for years. You don't once you sort of get to that level, you just kind of you do whatever you want, whether it's hanging with friends or maybe you just want to do some gardening or building a base or exploring because there's 255 galaxies, and in each one of them there,
yeah,
there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of stars to explore and find things. And you never know what you're going to find. You may find that perfect ship or multi-tool. Um, you might find uh, an animal that you've never seen before.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and that's the thing is you think you've seen it all, but you really haven't.
And
And
what? Uh, sorry. What I find as well is I'm sure a lot of we all do it. We're all watching YouTube videos and things, and then for me personally, I look and then I'll see I don't know someone like Kibbles or some of the other guys, and they've done something, and then I think, oh, that's how you do it, and then I'll try and do it, like wiring, for example. Yes, uh, it's divisive. Some people don't like it, but I've really got into it. I really like it, but it was making flashing lights and making simple logic logic gates, and then
yeah,
I've got to be honest, I'm no electrician, so I just watch I watch these YouTube and you go, oh, that's how you do it, and then that adds some more interest into the game as well because suddenly you've unlocked how to do this or that or something you didn't know how to do before.
well, there's so much depth in all the different parts of the game, from building, ship hunting, and installing technology in your ship, and the same goes for your exosuit and so on. It's like they put so much depth in all the little parts of the game. I only have one wish out there for HG, and that is give us please multiple multi-tools. That's what we would all
Yes.
like. The entire community is asking this. We all want more than one multi-tool to play with.
Oh, I
Um,
know. I've still got my legacy. I forgot what was it called, the Hallelujah. planet.
Oh, have you really? Oh, wow.
I've still got on my legacy save. I remember I had to
Yeah.
drive. Wait, you had to do the obviously the portal, and then it
Hmm.
was an hour's drive to get to it, and then because he didn't have his ship. Do you remember? You
I
went to the
remember it
portal.
well. I found it.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Well,
There we
okay.
go.
Technically, I didn't discover it. It was discovered originally by Alex Check of AH, and then Neuron located it on Survival, and but he couldn't remember how he found it again, and so I followed his footsteps and rediscovered it based off of what he did, and then laid the comm balls for others to follow.
Well,
Um,
I didn't know that.
and so, yeah, it was quite a thing because we had a whole search party out going for it. So when Alex Check found it, he was on PC, and of course you know, like at the time there was no crossplay and they didn't have coordinates to
Yep.
match, and so we tried figuring it out where it was, and we got close. Neuron actually found it. He was the PS4 discoverer, and then. I got on and went to look for it, and of course there was no markers. So I followed what he showed me and what he told me from the portal, and sure enough, I found it. And then we started laying markers, and well, the rest is history. That place is
Well,
littered with comm balls.
well, I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, because I remember going. I remember the evening actually. My wife was sitting there, and I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna quickly before we go out. I'm just gonna grab this multi tool." And of course, it went through. Couldn't save. Went through. Drove an hour to get it.
Yep.
Got the tool. Just realised I just had enough money to get it. Drove, and it must have taken me like 4 hours all in to get it because I got lost and all sorts. And then it was kind of like an evening that we didn't go out. It was quite funny. But hey,
Yeah, the time.
I've still got that tool though. That's a great tool.
It is. I think I have a save with it still because I just didn't want to give it up. The stats were so good. But yeah, that was
Same, yeah.
for Amino Hub. That was one of the best things that ever happened in the Amino Hub when that tool was found, because it wasn't just the alien; it was the experimental, and at
Yep.
a time where nobody had something like that, and so thousands came to pick up that multi-tool, and it was beautiful looking multi-tool. And
It is lovely, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
all credit to Alex Check, because he put on a real hunt to find it, and a lot of us on the PS4 we hunted as well. But he was the discoverer of the multi-tool originally, and all credit to him and Neuron for the original discoverers. I just did some of the groundwork to get the markers and stuff laid out. But yeah,
Well, team effort. Team
that's
effort.
right. That's right. Amino Hub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been a very good place for a lot of travelers. And speaking of communities, we're the cafe, and of course we do things a little bit different here. We don't necessarily have one place. We have several cafes all across the universe. We're at one of them now. This one is in the FDI region. I'm not sure if you knew that, Marty. We're in.
No, it didn't actually. Where are
Yeah,
we?
we are in the Hivian region, just outside of the Cafe Strands.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so one of the places I
may, you
discovered a
may,
while ago.
you may find one of my trading routes stuck alongside you. Then I think.
Yes, yes, I think we've seen a few trading routes around the area. That's what this whole thing is for. It was like this group of 3 civilizations getting together, and this huge area, and we all just spread out and did our thing. It was really, really cool. Seeing how it's been populated is really, really amazing. Let's get back to
Well,
you. We've gone on a tangent here, and we've talked about everything
no, it's
but
good. That's
you.
good. No, it's good.
What's your favorite thing that you like doing in the game? Like what is your absolute
Oh,
favorite?
oh. Well, at the moment, I'm animal searching, and I've got myself convinced that if I go to systems with no data information on there, then I'm going to be able to find something really cool. But
Well,
la-
it,
last week it was looking for ships.
uh-huh.
A few weeks before that it was base building. Yeah, it can change week to week.
Uncharted systems are a hidden gem. I will say only that.
Oh yeah,
They are a hidden gem, and if anyone hasn't explored them, really, you should. take the time, go out, explore it. It's worth it. You never know what you're going to find in them, and ships too, right? There's been
Well,
some really cool ships in some of
yeah.
those. Yeah.
So I did a Nexus mission a week or so ago, and I just thought I'd just stay where it spat me out. It spat me out somewhere in the middle of, Galaxy 42. I don't know where I am anymore, which is fine. And there are so many uncharted systems in this little cloud I'm in. Way more than I've seen grouped together. So I'm having a good time just having a look around there.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you've got to have some enjoyment, and everybody has a lot of fun. My favorite, of course, ship hunting. Like you haven't guessed that one. But everybody has their thing, that they like to do, whether it's building or ships or multi-tools. There's just so much to enjoy in the game, and there's so many different ways of enjoying it, which is really cool.
One thing so I know we all do it, and we play this game, and then we sort of say, oh yeah, I wish I had this, and I wish there was this, and I wish there was that. But as I said before the interview, I was having a little bit of a cheeky during work. I was ship hunting, so I had my laptop next to me doing PS4 remote play on that, and just
Nice.
having a quick look. But doing that's fine. But I suggest if you're ever getting a little bit bored, perhaps play like that for a little while, and then go back to normal TV, and you forget how good this game looks. Because on a little laptop with not great video quality, whether that was down to my internet, I don't know, but the video quality was okay, not
Hmm.
great. Then to go back to the TV or even to the VR headset, it it looks fantastic. And
Wow.
I think I do it. I think we all do it. I think you forget how good this game looks as well.
I always play it on the same TV, so I've never really noticed it so much. But you're right, the graphics are pretty amazing. People can complain all they want, but when it comes down to it, in all the carnations that No Man's Sky and Hello Games have put out, the graphics have always been really awesome. Even when it was the
Yeah,
pastel and the cartoony kind
yeah.
of look, right? I really digged it. I like that. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
I posted this in the cafe a little while ago, but again, I've been sort of low level. Not, I know I could find it on Amazon maybe, but I've been low level searching game stores or any computer game stores for one of the original No Man's Sky box special edition releases, and I did find one a few weeks ago, and I got
wow.
it with. It looks like have you seen how it looks like a book, and then you've got the game is in a tin, and there's a couple of little comics and things within postcards. So I got one of those,
I didn't think they
and
still
in
had
there,
those around.
well, no, this one was very battered, and it's had a hard life left in a store cupboard
Yeah.
somewhere, and I did get it for a steal as well, so that was pretty good. Uh, but all of that, all of the original promotional material, for me, and I don't know what age group everyone else listening to this is, but for me, I grew up on these 70s sci-fi, you know, your Logan's Run, your even TV things like your Blake Seven and your
Oh,
obviously Star
wow.
Trek and your Star Wars. So all of this sort of 70s sci-fi, which I think, as I said, I think HG said that was a big inspiration for those guys. Uh, the Ralph McQuarrie drawings from Star Wars. A lot of these things, even some of your Blade Runner sketches, things like that, really, really, really pulled me in. It's that art style, which I know they did put into it in version one, but I know it's changed. And uh, is it is it who's the guy online who makes the mods and he's made it look even more realistic?
Oh,
Is it
Ray Rod.
Ray Rod? Yeah, Ray Rod. Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen some of his things online, and they're amazing.
Aren't they?
But if
Yeah.
anything, it's too realistic. And I know we all sort of like that sort of graphic-y style, but it's a bit of everything, isn't it? At the end of the day,
Well,
there
we
are
grew up on it,
hundreds, if not, yeah.
you
At the
know?
end of the day, there's hundreds and probably thousands of players, and we all want something different. Some of us like realistic, some of us like graphic art style. So you're never going to please everybody, are you?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, and if you want like flight simulator in space, I would say, what is that, combat? Um, the Space
Oh,
Combat?
Elite.
Elite
Space
Dangerous.
Combat.
Yeah, that's it. Elite
Yeah.
Dangerous is probably, the game for you, in that regard. But I mean, this is No Man's Sky is a different game altogether. It's not just nostalgic from what we remember as kids, but it's an open sandbox of entertainment. There's no linear path. You just get on and do whatever.
But you can definitely see some of those nods here and
yeah.
there, can't you?
Star
These
Wars.
things.
Yeah, Star Wars is
Yeah.
there. Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just look at the ships. The ships say it all, right?
Well, absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love it. I think there's
You
even
know,
some Babylon 5 with the squids.
of course, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. One thing I still love is, unlike other games, flight simulators, whatever, what I do like is that you can come screaming into a train station or a space station, full pelt,
And still
they'll
land.
stop you and land you, and that's great.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I can't bear when it's too realistic. I like to be able to. Some days, I think other people would probably agree. Some days you kind of play a bit faster,
Yep.
so you go into a space station really quick, and you're looking for this quick, and you kind of like the animation of landing and all that. You're not really interested. You just want to get in, do whatever it is that you're looking for, and get out.
Oh, don't I know it? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done that too. Yeah, oh yeah. You come in screaming hot, land, get out, do your
Shopping,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm on a mission, man. Get out of my way. Make a room.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I need these ships.
I'm sorry?
I said you need these ships.
That's right. The ships,
You
the
need to get these
multi-tools.
ships found.
Oh man, Marty, you've come a long way throughout the universe and with the cafe and other communities within the game. Recently, you came out to the Zobarange Galaxy 42 with the first wave of travelers. Why? What made you think that that was going to be a trip that you wanted to take part in?
Well, several reasons. Firstly, to be honest, I wouldn't say I was getting bored, but on my legacy save, I've got, fully maxed out suit, fully maxed out tool, ship, this, that, the other, billions of units, this. And then when you guys said you were going to do this, it just hit me at the right time, and I was kind of looking for something new to try. And I thought, what should I do? Should I do this, should I do that? And I thought, what a great idea. Make a new save and go for it. So I started from scratch. Now, hand on heart, I did take some help getting started. So Slade helped me find a really good multi-tool. I had definitely had a few starters with a couple of 1,000 million units to get me going. But hey, I've done the grinding in the early days, so I'm not going to. What do they say? Don't doubt me.
Well, hey, you've experienced the grind, or you've experienced the game at its basic level, and without that helping hand, there's nothing wrong with on another save doing it a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I agree. And then also, I am a seriously hardcore Hitchhiker's Guide fan, and I thought, if this is happening, I've got to be in on it as well.
Hells yeah.
Now, also though, and I don't want to embarrass him too much, but Predator Hunter, he basically held my hand the whole way, and he did nearly all of the work, and I just kept joining his game and warping a couple of systems out. So I can't take any credit for getting here because he did nearly all the work. But
you know what? You put the time in to join his game and to hang out and do that. That's 42 galaxies of that. Jumping a system here or there or piggybacking once, that's fine. You did 41 galaxies of it. There's a bit of a grind and an effort that was put in on both of your parts to be able to join up and do that. And I don't see it as a free ride or anything like that.
I really enjoyed it as well. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no.
And also, I made myself a promise. This was going to be my Hitchhiker's Guide save. So, true to form, I've named everything after Hitchhiker's Guide things. All the ships, the tool, various planets.
Oh, you're amazing! I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
So I'll give you for example, he says, preparing his notes. And I'm sorry for being overly geeky, but
Bah, we all are.
the multi-tool the multi-tool is called Zarquon's Singing Fish.
Oh.
I'll leave you guys to Google these. My freighter is called the Beaver Brooks. My explorer ship, which came all the way with me from the start, is the Prostetnik Vogon Jeltz. And then I've just picked up my latest fighter, and in memory of the actor who played him, it's called the Marvin. So I thought, that's got to be it. That's got to be it.
That's Marty. That is awesome. I love. I'm giggling as you're telling me these names, and I'm remembering what they are in the movie that I watched. I'm gonna have to watch and read that book again. I haven't read it in a couple of years. I think since I joined the cafe. I'm gonna have to refresh my memory because that really was a hilarious film.
I haven't read it. Have you watched the original 70s or 80s BBC TV series?
Yes.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get more English than that, can you?
No. And to be honest with you, that's the way it needs to be. It was originally written and made that way. You can't take the Brit out of it and have it.
No.
You know what I mean?
I was introduced to that as a kid, probably. I can't remember what year. I can't remember off the top of my head what year it was, but I would say an early teenager maybe. I was probably about 12, I think.
It was mid-80s for me.
Was it 80? When did it come out? Now was it late 70s, early 80s? I think.
I think it was either 79 or 81, something like that.
Well, so I would have been about 11, 12, something like that. And my uncle said to me, "Mark, have a listen to this," and he gave me a set of coloured cassettes. One was green, one was blue, one was pink. He gave me a set of cassettes and said, "Have a listen to this." Well, that was it. I was in love straight away. Loved it. Listen, and I think I wore those cassettes out and had to buy him a new set because I just listened to them so much. And then, of course, got the books. I've got but I recently happened across them at a record store and bought the records.
Oh wow!
Those
vinyl
cassettes on vinyl, on vinyl. But and these are the original, because you can buy a full set nowadays. But these are the original ones. So I've got Hitchhiker's Guide and Restaurant: The End of the Universe, and I'm trying to find the other ones in their sort of original style rather than the box set.
Do you have the turntable to play them?
I do.
Oh.
I've gone old school.
Oh man, that's awesome. I've got one that's buried in my closet. It's been packed away for years. I'm gonna have to dig it up and get the needle all sorted out and get it going again. I haven't listened to my records in before I met my wife, I think, because they went away when I met her.
I've had my records in the loft since we moved to this house, which has been 17 years.
Oh wow.
Ago, and it was last Christmas, and I was starting to bang on about vinyl, and I got into my head that I've got all this vinyl in the loft, which I haven't got as much as I thought, but I've got quite a lot. Well, not a lot. I've got enough. It's all my youth contained in vinyl, and then my wife bought me a Combi, and it's like an old-fashioned Combi CD player, record player, and cassette deck and radio all in one. It looks like an old-fashioned, what your grandparents would have with a dial on the front, and I love it. It's great.
Some of those tuners and receivers were the best. I mean, the sound quality, and if you used the gold or the silver plugs, it was even better. Those are the days, I tell you.
Hand on heart, this could do with a little bit more oomph in it. So I'm looking at hooking it up to an Alexa or a smart speaker, just to give it a little bit more boom.
Cool.
But the kids looked at me like I was completely crazy when I took this thing out, and they were like, "What's that?" I said, "It's vinyl." It's vinyl. Get ready to be schooled.
Yes. No, this is not a laser disc. If you remember, do you remember the laser discs?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, and that was the 90s even. So yeah, and laser discs, they were heavy too, right? It was 2 records stuck onto one, and then you threw it in the machine. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Wow. Wow, the nostalgia.
I know it really is, isn't it?
Yeah. I have one more question for you today, Marty. I ask this
Go
to
on.
everybody, and I'm sure you know what the question is. Do you, sir, do you have the answers to life, the universe, and everything else?
Well, I do, but what is actually the question? No, it's
Mm,
42.
that is
Yeah,
that.
I'm geeking out again there, yeah.
There you go. You got us with another one. I'm going to have to ask that question the next episode.
Yeah. You need to build yourself a second supercomputer, yeah.
Yes, we need a supercomputer in 42. That's what we need. Um,
Oh, now there's a build.
yeah,
There's a build for someone.
yes, a supercomputer in the Cafe Center region for sure.
Fantastic.
Marty, it's been a super pleasure having you on
No,
today.
the pleasure was all mine.
I,
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and hanging out with me today and answering all my silly questions. You, sir, are a class act, and I really appreciate everything you do for the community and for the FDI and the cafe and uh, and for everyone. You're just an amazing dude. I really, really thank
Thank
you
you
very
very much.
much.
That was my pleasure. And just quickly before we go, that was exactly why I wanted to join the FBI and the cafe, because I wanted to join a community where I didn't have to name things, I didn't have to follow conventions, I could just chill and do what we like within reason, respectfully to each other, but free
Absolutely.
of too many rules. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Rules just make things not fun anymore. I find less rules, people tend to respect you things a little bit easier.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think
and
so.
somebody gets out of line, you just sort of, hey, buddy, you mind not doing
Have a
that or
chat, yeah.
whatever? Yeah, yeah. We've got a great community, and you're one of the top-notch fellas that make it such a great community. So, thank you so much for being
Well,
a part
again,
of it.
thank you for having me on. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thanks again, Marty.
See you
Fantastic
soon.
interview. Yes, we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Marty Merrick, everyone.